Alan Seidenberg, and I'm the owner of A1 Bail Bonds, and I've been in the business for 4 years. Usually when you get a first arrest, usually they'll OR you, depending on what the charge is. OR is owner cognizance. Basically, you sign for a court date at the jail. Once you sign for that court date, they release you. If you miss court, they send the sheriff over there to pick you up and all that stuff. And then once you do that and you violate OR, you won't get that again. Arrested, they're brought to a, if they're arrested in a small city department, they're usually held in that holding cell first for a few hours before they can transport all of them to the jail. So that's why it makes it somewhat of a long process sometimes if you're not arrested here downtown. If your son was arrested, the police officer is going to drive them from wherever they arrest them to the jail. Once they're in the jail, they have to be booked. It's a long process. Once they're booked, they have to basically see a magistrate. Okay. After they get the bond, then they have to call us. Okay. The family member has to come in, co-sign, give us the 10% of the bond. Then we go to the jail, post that bond. After we post that bond, it does take the jail 8 to 12 hours, roughly, to release the inmate. After the inmate is released, they have to come in, do their paperwork. After the paperwork is done, then they have to go to their court date, which is usually a month or so from when they're released. They have to bring with them a valid ID. It could be an ID, driver's license, could be passport, any kind of picture ID. They have to bring a proof of employment, proof of residency, so it shows that they have an employment and residency somewhere that they've stayed at least for a year. And we also like them to have a job as well, because God forbid the person misses court and we're taking them to court, we need to be able to get the money, and if they're put on a payment plan, they need to be able to show that they can pay what they're posting, basically. We offer payment plans. Basically, if you have the 10% is what we need, okay? We could charge half of that 10% as in payment plans. We could just offer payment plans which are basically, it will suit them. I mean, whatever best suits them, we offer. Every bail bondsman has to charge 10%. There's no anywhere around that. We can't do refunds, we can't do rebates, no, nothing like that. It's always 10%. And then if it's federal, it's 15%. And that's always non-refundable. It's always the fee. Every bail bondsman charges it's the same fee. It's very cold. The lights do not turn off. It's not like where the lights turn off and you're in a warm, cozy environment. It's not like that. It's very loud. There's a lot of echoing. You don't get to use the phone when you want. You don't eat when you want, and the food you eat isn't really recommended by anybody. What else? I mean, that's really about it. You're in an environment that you don't want to be in. There's a lot of people you don't want to be around, and yeah. Well, the benefits is if you have a job, you can at least go and work and continue to have an income. If you have kids, you can continue to help with the kids. If you're a single parent, you can be there for your kids as well, because you're not going to be there. What else? I mean, there's so many benefits. You can hire an attorney, fight the case, be with your family, not be in a jail and wait. It's everyone's right. That's their constitutional right, is to be released, to wait for their court date, to fight trial. Very surprising was how many people get arrested and how many different sorts of people get arrested. There's good people that get arrested that happen, things happen. Then there's the people that are the career criminals that just know what they're doing, and it's a continuous job for them. And I like helping people. I like helping them. The people it's their first time and they're very not knowing what to do and it's traumatic to them, I like to help. I helped a client, he had a bad drug problem, posted bond for him, kind of gave him words of encouragement, and now he has a job, he's getting, he's good money, he's posting on Facebook, he's making money and stuff, so he's doing good, he's staying clean, and he's doing good. If it's a very if it's a very gruesome crime, if it's a murder, first-degree murder, attempted murder, armed robbery with violence and causing bodily harm, DUI causing bodily harm, basically when you're causing harm to somebody, of great bodily harm, you're usually not allowed to have bail. They usually want you to go in and see the judge and go from there. I'd say maybe 2 or 3%. You know, a lot of them go to court. They don't want to have more issues and more issues because they know, they watch the TV shows, they know that if they're not going to court, we're coming to their house. We're going to be there every day. We're going to be there every night. We are allowed to. It's everything they sign. We call them and remind them usually 24 hours before their court date. We sometimes don't get all the court dates in the mail, so we don't know them all the time. So it's basically their responsibility, but we do, you know, give a courtesy call 24 hours before ahead of time. So, sometimes the judge and attorney like to basically get the bondsman to come in and say yes, they want to remain on bond. They're doing the right thing on my bond, that I want to remain on their bond. And the judge says, okay, you want to remain on their bond, they're doing the right thing, I'm going to continue to let them, you know, be free and continue to be on these conditions. They're still on bond, they have still more court dates to appear to. It's not usually just one court date and that's it, because it's just continuous. It's like calendar call and plea conference, and there's all kind of case disposition, there's all kinds of different, you know, things that they have to go to court for. It's not just over in one court date. Yeah. It's not like you see on TV where it's just one judge and that's it, one court, that's it. No. You gotta go back and back and back. Usually you go back once a month. That's exactly, yeah, that's what you do. If they got picked up again, they'd violate bond. I'd have to surrender off their bond. So once they get to the jail, I'd have to go there, fill out a paper, and get off their bond. So I'd keep the 10% because that says on my contract that you need to not be rearrested. If you're rearrested, you're voiding the contract, you're violating the bond. That's it. You lose your 10% too as well. So if you paid the $2,000 for a $20,000 bond, I still keep the $2,000. If you're on a payment plan for that $2,000, you still have to pay it. If not, you're brought to court when the bond is discharged. Whenever the judge says you have completed the conditions that I wanted you to complete, or that you've completed probation. Once they've completed those conditions, then the bond is discharged. We cover Martin County all the way to Dade County. I mean, we could post bonds in any county. We just have to charge a transfer fee, which is me paying the other insurance company to pay their agent to go to the jail and post the bond, which is usually $50 to $100 extra. If you're arrested in Naples, okay, and you want me to post the bond because my office is right here by your house, you have to pay me either $50 to $100 because I have to pay the agent in Naples to go post that bond for you.